Welcome to the deep dive. We cut through the noise to get you informed fast. Today we're plunging into something that honestly feels a bit sci-fi, but it's very real. It's called vibe coding. Now, this isn't just a new way to write code. It's being described as a pretty radical transformation. It could really shake up how we think about software development. We're drawing insights today from excerpts from Vibe Coding, Reinventing Software Development with AI, our mission, to unpack what vibe coding actually is and how these powerful AI agents are becoming, well, collaborators, really, not just tools anymore. Okay, so let's pull back the curtain on this. What is vibe coding, beyond maybe a catchy phrase?
Yeah, it's definitely more than just a buzzword. Fundamentally, vibe coding is a mindset shift. It's about truly leveraging these new AI tools, think things like Cursor, Windsurf, GitHub Copilot, maybe Lovable, but using them not just as like helpers, but as active co-creators in the process.
Co-creators. So more than glorified autocomplete then.
Oh, way more. We're talking about AI that can take you from just a raw idea, maybe a vague spec, almost directly to execution, like incredibly fast. These tools, they can architect solutions, write significant chunks of code, handle complex refactoring, write tests, even run the code to check it.
Okay, wow.
And what's fascinating here is how this pushes that whole Copilot idea much, much further than we've seen before. These AI assistants, they analyze the context of your project, they try to understand your actual intent, your high-level goal, and then they generate surprisingly functional logic from that.
Right, so like Cursor or Copilot going beyond just suggesting the next line of code.
Exactly. They're interpreting your bigger goal, maybe scaffolding whole modules or tackling tricky refactors. And then you've got agent-based platforms like Lovable or Windsurf. They take it even another step. They can autonomously run sequences of actions, maybe identify bugs, propose fixes, all in real time. It creates this dynamic testing and debugging loop without you having to manually step through everything.
That sounds incredibly powerful. But it also brings up something interesting. You mentioned this idea of non-determinism. LLMs, the language models, they don't always give the exact same output for the same prompt, right? That sounds potentially messy.
It can feel, yeah, a bit disorienting at first, especially if you're used to tools that are completely predictable. Do X, always get Y. But that unpredictability, when you learn to harness it, it can actually be a huge source of creative problem solving.
How so?
Think of it less like randomness and more like guided exploration. Imagine you're working on, say, a complex UI element. A traditional tool gives you one specific output. A vibe-enabled AI, because of that non-determinism, might offer three slightly different but maybe equally valid implementations.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe one's faster, one looks better, one's easier to extend later. It's not chaos. It's like having a brainstorming partner exploring parallel paths you might not have even considered.
So it pushes your own thinking.
Precisely. And that's where prompt engineering becomes key, guiding that variability. And choosing the right model, maybe GPT-4 for big picture planning, something else for detailed code fixes. Plus, many tools have this auto-run mode. The agent isn't just suggesting code, it's actively running commands, testing things, iterating on solutions, kind of in the background.
Like a tireless junior dev.
Sort of.
Yeah.
One that doesn't need coffee and loves repetitive tasks. It frees you up.
Right. So if we connect this to the bigger picture, how does it change the actual day-to-day workflow?
It completely redefines it. Traditional software development.
Yeah.
Often very siloed stages, right?
Uh-huh.
Planning, then coding, then testing, then debugging, each in its own box.
Mm-hmm. Lots of handoffs, context switching.
Exactly. Vibe workflows tend to collapse those walls. You might be ideating while you're building. Testing happens almost continuously as you write. The AI can even sometimes explain potential bugs before you commit the code.
That sounds much faster. And maybe less mentally taxing.
Hugely. The outcome is rapid iteration, definitely. But also a significantly lower cognitive load. Less juggling different tasks, more focus, more flow. It frees you up to spend time on the really hard, interesting problems, the architectural challenges, the novel stuff, rather than getting bogged down in boilerplate or chasing bugs.
And it sounds like it could also lower the barrier to entry for trying new technologies.
Absolutely. That's a huge point. Think about how often a cool idea gets stuck because, oh, it needs a tech stack you don't know well.
Right, the learning curve.
Vibe coding helps bridge that gap.
Yeah.
The AI acts like an accelerator for your learning. Suddenly, you're not just limited by your current fluency. You could maybe prototype a full-stack app in, say, TypeScript with Astro and Supabase, even if you mostly know Python.
Or vice versa.
Or vice versa. Go explore Python with FastAPI and PostgreSQL. It empowers you to build what you envision, not just what you already happen to know inside out.
Right.
Build what you want, not just what you know.
So it's really about breaking down limitations.
Ultimately, yeah, vibe coding isn't just the tools, it's a mindset shift. It's about building trust. A partnership with the AI lets you move faster, prototype more boldly, and fundamentally rethink what's even possible in software development. It's kind of liberating. Focus on the interesting stuff.
Okay. So a final thought for you, our listener, to maybe take away today. Consider how embracing this slightly unpredictable, non-deterministic nature of AI, allowing it to be more of a creative partner than just a predictable tool, how might that open up completely new avenues for innovation, not just in coding, but in whatever field you work in? Something to think about.